Hi, everyone. We are back for our second live of the day. And with me is our dear friend, Miss Julie McGuffee.
Hi there.
So happy to have you here. We have talked about this for a while. We just haven't done it. And we'll have to interview you sometime.
Oh, well, maybe
today,
sometimes, huh?
today, we are here. I have been on an Americana kick, kind of,
Well,
I've been doing a lot of Americana because it's the 250th
yeah,
birthday.
250 years, that's a big deal to celebrate, even if I am British. I have to throw that out there, right?
Like nobody could tell.
Like, yeah, really. With everything going on, though, you know what? Yeah, I mean, everybody loves it here.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Isn't that fun?
It's amazing. I love seeing that. It's just so encouraging.
It is. So we've been having a few issues with comments being seen and all the things, but hopefully you guys can all hear us and we're here. So I was at NAMTA last month with Julie and a bunch of our other creative girlfriends, and we each did some canvases. And I loved this one particular one of Julie's. They were both beautiful. But
thank you.
what I wanted her to share with you guys today, and maybe you can talk about how you created it, because you had two different designs going for a minute.
I did. I have the other one too, but we'll concentrate on this one for right now, huh?
Okay.
And Anne had two beautiful canvas designs too. So it was a really, really good, inspiring display and showed all the creativity of, I think, 25 or maybe, 25 different designers in the industry. And everybody has different skill sets, and we all got to do what we wanted. The only thing was it had to be a theme of red, white, and blue, and a little bit of gold if we need it. Anyway, so this is what I did. So what this is, it was actually let me turn it around. This was a 12 by 12 wrapped canvas from Michaels. And I wrapped the top. First of all, I was using duck cloth. Now the design on the duck cloth was actually sublimated. I have a sublimation printer. And so I designed it. Actually, I had to do it in two pieces because the canvas is 12 by 12. And my sublimation printer will only print 8.5 by 11. And so I did the design in Photoshop in two pieces. So this part down to this red stripe here was one piece. And then the rest was the other piece. And I have to tell you, the hardest part was finding a font where I could fit all the names of all the states. So they're imprinted in all the areas, which would actually be white on the flag. It obviously represents the flag, right? And then I did do 250, the numbers in the center of those stars, and those are actually stick-on stars. And I actually cut those with my Cricut out of some gold foil paper. And then at the top, I actually printed or cut out the letters to spell celebrate, because that's what we're going to do. We're celebrating 250 years. And so after I'd done the designs, then obviously I printed both pieces on the sublimation printer, and I actually ironed them onto duck cloth. And I tried burlap because I wanted kind of a vintage look. I mean, 250 years is a big deal. I mean, I'll never get there, for example. But anyway, I wanted it to have a vintage look. And so I used duck cloth quite a lot. And so I thought, well, we'll just try it and see what happens. And so after I printed the designs, then you iron them onto the duck cloth, two pieces. And I thought it turned out wonderfully. Let me just show you again. It's not as bright as you usually see.
But
it just has that muted vintage old look. It looks as if it's 250 years old, right? So that was mine, or one of mine, for the canvas display at NAMTA. And it was fun. I really enjoyed doing it. It's something different. So,
It was so beautiful. I fell in love with that one.
well, thank you.
You know, I mean, there were so many wonderful ones there, but that one in particular just touched me because it is 250 years. We're celebrating the US. And so I asked Julie if I could have that because I wanted to make a t-shirt. And okay, so your design is 11 by 11. So this is it. The first piece when I printed it, it printed in black and white. I wasn't going to print it again because this was for an example. So
Okay.
this is how big it was. And of course, I don't want something like that.
Right. That gets a little bit overwhelming.
So I shrunk it down to 8.5 by 8.5.
Oh, wow. That is, yeah, that's
Which-
big too. I see that on the back of a denim jacket.
I could see it right like this.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't even want something quite that big. You know, I mean, I didn't want a big square on my shirt. So I took and I did her same design and made it more rectangular.
You made a rectangle. So it looks like a flag. That's awesome.
It looks like a flag because I figured if it's going to be on a shirt and I'm going to wear it for 4th of July, I wanted it to look more like this. And I love the fact that you have every state starting A all the way to W.
That took the longest time.
I was going to say, that would take the most time.
It really did.
But this is perfect because once I did mine in Photoshop too. Once I did this, I could put it on one sheet, right? So I have a video here I'm going to share with you guys to show you the process of how I did it. But first I want to show you when you print it. So obviously you have to print it in reverse.
Yes.
For sublimation. And then because this is 8.5 wide, I cut, this is when I sublimated. I cut so I could see, because I have a big 15 by 15 heat press, but I didn't want to use that. I wanted to use my Cricut because it's 9 inches. It would cover this.
I had the same challenge.
So I cut that off so I could see exactly where I needed to be. And I'm going to share the video because I couldn't download it. Nothing's downloading computer right now. I have to figure that out, but I have it saved over here. Hey, Laura Lee. So I'm going to share how I sublimated this for those of you that might not know how to sublimate, right? So I'm going to share my screen and share how I did this. To get started, I'm going to take my polyester shirt and just heat the front of it for about 10 seconds. And that's just going to take some of the moisture out so that it'll sublimate really well. And then I'm going to put my extra heat pad down, place my shirt down, and I'm going to take just a sheet of copy paper and put in the middle of my shirt. I'm going to just stick that in there. That way, if any of that sublimation ink wants to bleed through, it won't bleed to the back of the shirt. It will only bleed through onto that copy paper. Honestly, I've never had any bleed through, but it's always best to be cautious. So I have that on there. And then I have this ruler of sorts that kind of gives me an idea of how far down to go for a scoop neck adult. And I just eyeball it. You can take and press the center so you have it exact, but I just eyeball it. And I'm going to take my sublimation design, and that I will kind of fold in half so that will line up correctly. And I know that I don't want this way down here. So I'm actually going to put it up another inch just because I think that's more like where I want it. And then I'm going to take my sublimation tape, hold this in place, and tape this down fairly well because you don't want it shifting at all while you are pressing. If you shift, then it gets ghosting. And ghosting is when your design kind of has a shaded area. And we want to prevent that if at all possible. So I have this taped down super well. And then I'm going to take another piece of copy paper and place on top. And I know that this is the same width about as my copy paper. So I'm going to actually use two pieces. I can kind of see my design because I want to make sure when I put my heat press down that I have this area covered because my heat press is 9 inches and this is 8.5. So I want to make sure that I have all of this area covered. It's not over here or over there. That's very important. Now I already have my heat press heated up to 380. I'm going to place that down and I'm going to start it. You're just going to hold this in place, give it a little bit of pressure, not a lot. Remove your heat press. Remove your paper. Now comes the fun part, right? The reveal is always the best. I'm just going to start in one corner. Is that not cool? That is so cool. And the reason some of this is shiny is because this polyester shirt isn't 100% polyester. It has a little blend to it, but I love how this turned out. Julie, I love this design. It's so cute.
I love it. It looks awesome.
If I would, this is a very low scoop neck. So if I would have used that ruler, it would have started like here.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't want that. That's why I adjusted it and put it up.
You know, that design that you had to put on the neck of the t-shirt for positioning, then folding it in half. That was an awesome tip. I just kind of lay it down and wing it, but you know what, that's me. But that is really good.
I eyeball things all the time for center. But some people want it perfect. So if you want it perfect, iron your shirt so you know where the exact center is. But I just kind of eyeball it. But I love this design. It is so cool, Julie. You are so fabulous. Tell me in the comments if you guys have tried sublimation. So this shirt, you're supposed to sublimate preferably on white and 100% polyester. This, of course, is gray, but I wanted that vintage look. I had a white shirt too, which I might do. It's a short sleeve, so that would be cute on the boat, but it's still kind of chilly here.
It's chilly because I've got the air conditioning on.
Well,
it's very hot outside.
It's chilly here. So I know for 4th of July, we'll be out at the lake watching the fireworks. Well, at night, it's a little cool, so I knew I'd want long sleeves.
Yeah.
But if you put it on white, it will be so much brighter. But I love it on the gray, and I love it on the natural that you used. I mean, it made it more vintage-like. And for 250 years, it should kind of look vintage.
Yeah. I love sublimation. It's so, can I show something else that we just did recently?
Of course.
This is also sublimation.
So aren't those cool?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So
Sublimation
opens up a
so
whole host
fun.
of possibilities, creative possibilities. It's
Right.
very inspiring.
It is. I mean, there's so many possibilities. And Julie has an actual sublimation printer. I have a printer that I converted. And they both work well. So depending upon your budget and what you want to do, I mean, it is kind of addicting and fun.
Something to look into.
Yes. But I wanted to show you, so like there is a difference in tape. Okay. So like this is from Artistry. Cricut has a great brand. It is a nice high quality like the Artistry. When I first started sublimating, I bought, I think, a 4-pack of these on Amazon. You don't ever want to use this on fabric.
Oh,
it's cheap.
Good to know.
This is great for like on the mugs because it's not going to, on the mugs, you're covering from one piece to the other. So you're really not going to have this on the item, or you can rub off a little bit, but this will transfer onto your t-shirts.
Oh, it will melt into the fabric probably.
Yeah, it's not good. So you want good quality tape.
It's worth it. Yeah.
That is so important. And a little goes a long way. And even though I think I used 6 pieces on this, when I took them off, I put them on my workstation because I can reuse them. If I, because I have this one ready. So if I want to do a second shirt, I can just reuse that same tape.
That's always good to know.
Right? I mean,
we love reusable.
We do. We love to see where else our supplies can be used. And anytime we can reuse and repurpose, it's a good thing.
Waste not, want not, right?
Right. I want to remind you, like, share, and comment. And you'll be entered for next week's giveaway. So thank you all for joining us. And we will put the download for the flag I adjusted and Julie's original flag into the Bellicon group for anybody that would like to have it. So
perfect.
We want to thank you for being here, and remember to take some time to craft because it's good for your soul. And we will see you back here next week. I want to thank Julie so much for being here with me. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, Julie is in the Bellicon studios.
I am. Don't you recognize it?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to come join us next spring, right? It's so much fun.
Yeah, that is where we film. So that is just perfect. So thank you all for being here, and we will see you all next week.